Hi everyone, I'm Susan Rusk. My plan is to, when I graduate with my bachelor's in home and family professional, is to go back out into the working world for about 10 years and pay off debts. And then after that, my plan is to write books and to give workshops to the public. My first workshop will be on targeting LDS women with whom their children have left home or they are about to leave home for the first time. And then the other challenges that come in a woman's midlife. I have covered all the 4 P's, the product, the price, place, and promotion. And then there's the additional 4 P's, publics, partnership, policy, and purse strings. And that is covered on a much smaller scale because I am a one-man show. Why do I want to do this? Well, I've always wanted to get my bachelor's degree and then go out and get a master's degree in psychology. After last semester's psychology, I wonder about that, but we'll take it one step at a time. I know that the Lord has a plan for me, and He literally had to stop me completely in my tracks to get my attention and to get me to where I was ready to go back to school and to finish. And so I know He has a plan for me. I know the things I would like to do, but with years of experience, I've learned that sometimes the Lord has other things in mind. And so I'm hoping that I will be in tune enough that I find the paths that He wants me to go on and not just the ones that I desire to take. One reason I want to do this is because I've lived it. I've lost a parent to cancer long before there was hospice. I've been a divorcee, a single parent, and I've been pulled in too many different directions, having a large family and all that goes with that. And as I grew older, I started experiencing women's health issues. And I found that at the time, there really wasn't much written about that. Most doctors kind of pushed it off to the side and didn't talk about it, and you know, it's all your imagination and stuff. And now they've gotten to where they are talking about PMS and different things, but I think it needs to be talked about more openly, especially in the church. And then there's our aging parents and caring for them. And then there's specialty things like gifted and talented children and their challenges, asthmatic children, children with ADD. And then stress is a daily part of our lives. How do we deal about it? How do we deal with it? Who are the others that have already tackled these things? We need to get together and talk about this. One of the questions from this week's reading was about targeting the audience is a theme that comes up over and over. Why is this an important aspect of marketing? And to me, the importance of assessing your audience and their needs is so that you can create something real that they can take home and implement into their daily lives. Have you tried to market a product before, and what was it, and tell us about it? What worked, what didn't work? Well, for me, I've done many things over the years. Some were my own ventures, and some were because of the company on behalf of the ones I worked for. Years ago, Houston did not have an LDS bookstore, and the previous bookstore owners, there was actually a couple of bookstores after I joined the church and I joined at 18. And they just kind of, as the people got older and their health started to fizzle, or their parents' health started to decline, they ended up shutting down these bookstores. And so I have a great love for books, especially for church books. And I came up with an idea of how to market the books, doing it on a home show type basis. And it worked very well, but on me it was very hard. I had a van at the time and toted 40 boxes and all the shelving, and literally set up a small bookstore in people's living rooms so that they could invite their friends over, and they could look through the books and decide if they wanted to buy any. And according to what happened with the sales, then the people got that much credit and got to buy the books and LDS items that they wanted. And so it was a win-win for everyone. But behind the scenes, I was finding with books being packed away, I didn't really know my inventory very well. I thought I had something, or I thought I ran out of something, and then I'd order more, and next show I went to, guess what? It was just in a different box, because people are very helpful when you take things down, and they don't always get put where they belong. And so after some time, I had turned my own living room into a bookstore, and that lasted for about 2 years. And it got to the point that it was time for me to get into a shop, but I didn't have the support I needed, and so eventually I had to close it down. And it was just in time for a new bookstore that came into town on the other side of town, which also happened to be right near where they built the Houston, Texas temple. And so it was a great experience. I learned a lot. I loved it with all my heart, but I knew that there's a time and a season in your life for everything, and that particular time was over for me. For doing the workshops, what existing organizations within your community could you tap into to help get the word out? Well, with my particular workshop, my organization is the Ward Relief Society Women. And so the word is very easy to get out. You do it through Sunday announcements, flyers, emails, and even put it on the Relief Society blog. And so I don't expect a whole lot of turnout, but if I get, 10, 12 people at each workshop, then that will be a good start. And then I can take it, once I've practiced this a few times, and take it out into the community and do the Harris County Community Center, and kind of take off the gospel portions of it and make it for the people outside of our church that are also going through this. Chapter 1 and Appendix A. What approach do you subscribe to? Mine is kind of an in-between an expert and a facilitator, which the book calls a collaborator approach. But when I read their definitions, I think mine has a slightly different twist even to that one. What beliefs about the purpose of the role? What beliefs do you have about the purpose or the role of the family? My beliefs are that families are an eternal unit from heaven, and that we came here to gain experience and to learn how to work together. And so my goal is showing women how to shift from being a parent manager that we've done all our children's lives, and reposition ourselves to become a parent consultant in the life of our grown children. And after having balanced the whole picture, from what you expect from your children who leave home to becoming a grandparent, and then going on from there. What values and beliefs provide guidance as you work with people. My ideas stem from my own experiences and to those of other women that I have known who have gone through the same phase of life. There are several principles of life from Appendix A which go along with my workshop, but there's a statement in the principle of loss that stood out, and I think at this stage of our lives that this kind of is a really good statement. Risk is undertaking new skills. No one does it perfectly. We all goof up more or less often. In a counterintuitive finding by Wilson and Linville, students were told that it was normal to experience some failure as they adjusted to a new process, actually performed better than those who were never told so. Failure does not signal stupidity or ineptitude. It may only mean that we are learning and growing. And at this time in our lives, we are learning and we are growing. And I really believe the scripture in Proverbs, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. And this is a new chapter in our lives as we grow older. It's my belief that as we gather as women and talk about what we expect and how we feel, then we learn from the experts and what they have to say and how others have handled the situation that they've experienced, that we empower each other and that we always stay on the side of truth and righteousness. All right, thank you. Goodbye.